My sister Neetu was Mama and Papa's little cutie pie. Being their firstborn, she was the apple of their eye. Papa would proudly hold her in his arms, cherishing every little moment of her childhood. When Neetu was barely 6 or 7, something fascinating began to happen. One by one, her tiny milk teeth started falling off. Her parents told her about an old saying: if you keep your fallen tooth under your pillow and make a wish, your wish will come true. Her third floor neighbors and family friends, Hero Didi and Baby Didi, added another magical possibility. If you throw your broken tooth upwards towards the terrace, the tooth fairy will hear your wish and grant it. For little Neetu, this was no ordinary game. She began sacrificing her milk teeth one by one. Under the pillow went one tooth. Up towards the terrace went another. And each time she made the same wish. A wish that nobody knew about. She wanted a little brother. Someone she could call her own. Someone she could hold, love, and grow up with. The tooth fairy may have taken her time, but she had heard Neetu. When Neetu was 8 years old, the family was blessed with a baby boy, Vicky. It was April, and suddenly the little girl who had been wishing for a baby brother found herself with a real bundle of joy in her tiny arms. The months that followed were filled with tenderness. Neetu watched over little Vicky, played with him, talked to him, and showered him with all the love an 8-year-old sister could give. For Neetu, this wasn't simply a baby. This was the wish she had been making since she was 3. The tooth fairy had finally listened, and with every passing month, the bond between Neetu and Vicky grew stronger. Then came August, and with it came a very special day, Raksha Bandhan. For the first time, Neetu could celebrate the festival with the baby brother she had wished for. She couldn't wait. Neetu woke up early that morning. There was excitement in the house. Everyone was getting ready for the celebration. Papa picked up little Vicky and brought him close to Neetu. It was time. Neetu carefully took the Rakhi in her little hands. Vicky's wrist was tiny and soft. With considerable effort and probably a little more concentration than was necessary, Neetu managed to tie the Rakhi around his baby hand. And Vicky? He responded in the only way a baby could. He happily flipped his little arms all over the place. Everyone laughed. The house was filled with happiness. For Neetu, it was a magical moment. She looked at the Rakhi on Vicky's tiny wrist and smiled. Her wish had finally come true. But then Mama and Papa called her closer, and they had something important to tell her. Mama and Papa explained something Neetu had never thought about. Raksha Bandhan doesn't necessarily mean that Vicky has to protect you simply because he's your brother, they said. Neetu listened carefully. You wished for a baby brother, they reminded her. Your wish has been granted. Then came the lesson. You are 8 years older than him. For now, he is the little one. So he will need you to look after him, just as we have looked after you. Neetu looked at little Vicky. Mama continued. Raksha means protection, and protection should never be one-sided. It has to work both ways. As you grow older, you will protect him. And one day, when you need him, he will protect you. Neetu slowly understood. Raksha Bandhan wasn't merely about tying a thread around a brother's wrist. It was about tying a promise around the heart. A promise that said, I will stand by you. I will look after you. I will protect you. And when the time comes, you will do the same for me. Neetu picked up her baby brother and held him close. Vicky looked into her eyes, and Neetu looked back into his. Neither could possibly understand what life would bring them. They didn't know the joys they would share. They didn't know the challenges they would face. They didn't know how many years would pass before that tiny hand would become strong enough to hold hers. But perhaps, at that moment, they understood one thing. They had each other. The little girl who had once sacrificed her milk teeth for a wish had finally received what she had asked the tooth fairy for. But the real gift wasn't merely a baby brother. It was a lifelong responsibility. And perhaps that is what Raksha Bandhan truly reminds us of. Raksha is not the responsibility of a brother alone. It is the responsibility of every member of a family. A family must stand guarded, not against one another, but for one another. When one member is weak, another must become strong. When one falls, another must lift them. When one is in danger, another must stand beside them. And when life becomes difficult, the family must close its ranks and protect its own. Because Raksha Bandhan is not just a festival that comes once a year. It is a reminder that comes every year so that we don't forget our duty towards our siblings, towards our parents, towards our children, towards our family. The Rakhi is a thread. The promise is forever. And Raksha is everyone's responsibility. Because a family that truly loves one another doesn't merely celebrate protection, it lives by it. Did this story touch your heart? Then don't let the magic end here. Like if you enjoyed the story. Subscribe to our channel for more captivating tales. Share it with someone who loves a good story. Every story leaves a mark. and the next one might just leave yours. Shilano Fusion Works, where every story leaves a mark.